opponents here. In the hand, speaking of talent and, you know, belonging to a certain person, Riddles, the king of fighters, is arrived.
Yeah, literally the king of fighters. I mean, it's crazy because Riddles can play all the fighting game characters so well in Smash Bros. Ultimate, but not only that, goes off and plays other fighting games, traditional fighting games on the just the actual fighting game itself, and does such a great job. A very talented, I believe he's been picking up Tekken 8, has been very proficient at Street Fighter 6, and has played other fighting games before that as well. So really, I mean, I imagine how many brackets Riddles has entered. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm sure that he's probably entered a bunch of different brackets here. That's the crazy thing about Genesis 10. I was looking at all the different brackets. My goodness, so many different games available and so many different brackets here at Genesis 10. But we got Liquid Riddles showcasing his skills in Ultimate. Kazuya Mishima out to play.
Don't forget about Lammers. We can't not talk about this guy because he has been grinding money matches for the past 24 hours, which makes me very excited to see just how warm his hands are, unless he doesn't get a chance to play the way Riddles is trying to open up here. But Gunner makes things really hard sometimes for characters like Shotos who want to get in your face, zero to death, and move on. And Lammers is no stranger to these kinds of performance and these characters, using a character that is already so not only hard to play, but it's so rare to find, and that can mix up what kind of custom specials that this character can represent.
Yeah, the main thing when you're playing against Kazuya Mishima, you don't want to let him get too close because this character really hurts here. And look at this ledge trapping with the neutral B, the spacing there. That double bounce can cover normal get up and even to the ledge here. The up B after the electric, still not enough here for Riddles to go ahead and get this stock. Tries to go for the double back air edge guard. Both players making it back on the stage, but it's Lammers with the center stage control.
I feel like Lammers definitely hesitated on two of the possible KO stock that he could take. Just hesitate a little bit. That's a re-grab a little bit on the side of Riddles, but that momentum, the way he just maneuvered around every possible tank of warships that came after him, is gonna just use it against him as he sneaks his way in the smallest of cracks to take that first stock with a 172 rage factor on his front air, man. He's out.
Finally, Riddles losing that stock. And I always like to say this about Kazuya, very heavy. It's almost like Bowser in a suit himself. This man got some weight on him, got the business attire and all. But I love how Riddles noticing on that down special, that specific down special there, you can hit the bomb back at Me Gunner. So we even saw Riddles go for the ledge drop into the up B to go ahead and disarm that ledge trap. It can be somewhat of a quote-unquote fake pressure, right?
Yes, for sure. And you talked about, you know, how heavy this character is, and Lammers, even with all the projectiles that did come out, he never lost that stock, and that's the thing we're going to see a lot, where Riddles is going to have the advantage to just snipe out the opponent in an electrifying fashion on this last stock for Lammers on the first game. But to get these actual stocks on the side of Lammers, I feel like he's always having the advantage, but to actually take these stocks has been so hard for him.
Oh, on the platform here, not going to be able to get the scoops there and go into the Electric Wing Godfist. Where is the OS? Wow, maybe messing up there, going for the down air. Tries to get another hit, but Riddles not going to connect, but already 52% fading back with the laser game. And we already saw Riddles take a stock with that laser on the second one. So definitely a move you got to respect.
Absolutely, especially when you have such a linear recovery. I think that Lammers chose that special. Even though you can angle it, it's not going to go too far the more you do. So really trying to get to the stage as much as possible and as fast as possible, even as an escape option like we just saw as a demonstration, it's not exactly proficient as to when you're going to be able to use it. That up tilt finally grasping underneath that platform to shark and take the damage needed. This is a commitment. Oh, the little, you know, moving on.
Little boink on the head there for some damage. And look at that movement coming out from Riddles. Great DI. Didn't want to go anywhere near that platform.
I screamed. If that was me on stage, I put down the controller already, okay? I'm screaming. Lammers, though, a lot braver as he's sticking into it. He understands the power he has with that touch of rage. He sees that move and says, you know what? You're moving, you're reflecting, no problem. I'll go in for a grab, and don't you think that that was safe? But this one is, let me smack that head concussion. Going out here the first game in the hands of Riddles.
Great stuff coming out from Riddles. Didn't bring out that command grab until the very last stock. And the crazy thing about that command grab, not only can you use it as a stalling option in the air for recovery or for these juggle situations, you do have the armor as well. So if you feel like your opponent is a little bit on the mashier side in certain situations, you can go ahead, scoop them up, and take them out for that stock. great demonstration from Riddles, and I gotta say, the movement is looking clean, man. It might be a little inspired from Tekken 8, man. I see those Korean wave dashes there, you know, the Korean back dash.
I need to check, is he using box? Because I don't know if you can even input that on a GameCube controller the way that he was moving, okay? We always talk about Riddles, the way he moves, but to really see how he inputs it, I don't know if you've ever watched Riddles play and his actual hands.
It's crazy.
This man is not human. I refuse to believe so, okay? His brain works differently, and no one can understand it, and that's why he's here. He's winning. He is so smart in the way that he moves and the way that he decides on what to do. Even opening up with the Kazuya in such a, I feel, a confident fashion, is now actually switching to the Terry because, again, he's working differently, and he's going to show just why.
Yeah, and the main thing, the big difference is between Terry. I mean, Kazuya does have the movement option of going for those command dashes, which give you intangibility, but can... I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. It's a bit taxing on your hands, right?
Absolutely.
Terry, it's a little bit easier to get in. You got that crack shoot.
Yeah,
a little bit simple. It's just a move. Yeah, you just come on through. You have that mid-range burst option that they got to worry about instead of doing multiple command dashes, trying to get through all these different projectiles, right? And I always give props to Riddles because you got to have so much stamina to play the characters he plays and get as far as bracket as he does.
Yes, exactly. Just I can't imagine, you know, with this guy, he trains all day, every day. And when you have a piece of a pie and you're maining 3 characters, you are dividing that time, right? So the fact that he is so proficient with all of his characters is really such a statement. I understand the reason for why he did go Terry. He wants to be able to get in and a lot easier. Terry being much quicker, having those disjoints, being able to really play the game the way that Riddles wants to, but working to his disadvantage at the moment. I think, like, Lammers seems to have this matchup on the down. He understood what's safe, what isn't, when being shield pressured is not good, and when it is okay to get hit by Terry, because this damage is racking up as he takes the first stock in the second game.
Yeah, Lammers really utilizing this neutral B. I mean, there's a lot of different neutral Bs you can go for, but this one, very strong for things like advantage state, for the juggle, for the ledge trap. Kind of on that first bout, doesn't really go anywhere, right? But you just have an active hitbox the entire time, and you go ahead and throw out multiple of them as well. So, I mean, we saw Lammers really position them very well along with the normals. There's the down smash, and again, here comes the neutral Bs. Really bouncing right by the ledge or even below the ledge, really lining these up here in Riddles. I mean, even if you make it back the stage, how much damage have you taken from neutral B?
Another one, as someone would say here in the music biz, and there is a song to my ears. As the last stock, I see Lammers getting off his seat a little bit into that hype, feeling and understanding what is happening, and looks like he is just so happy to see this Terry on the screen, Charles, because he is playing so confident in the way he is controlling this space and even knows where that Terry is gonna go, but a little bit of a surprise as that cross-up sweeps right behind, and now Riddles finally on the board, taking that first stock.
There's a grab and a quick 30%, the forward air into the dash stack, racking up even more damage. And man, Lammers really covering this disadvantage so well, catching these high crack shoots, but Riddles finally getting in, finally getting some damage, but it might be too little, too late. Off-stage situation though. I like the stage control with the directional air dodge, trying to catch maybe a ledge jump here. Goes for the jab power dunk, still not enough though.
I feel like these power dunks on the side of Riddles has been really unsafe at certain moments. He's landing right into these projectiles, and even bomb placements, he sees them in advance, but he's still going for it. Look at the way he's trying to force himself in, and Lammers is just really shielding there and being like, come give me a hug, my guy. And really reciprocates the feeling as he's just kind of maneuvering around Terry, making those flip kicks look like kindergarten. Look at that, are you okay? I'm wondering, bro, because you are at your last leg in breathing life here as you are trying to get back onto the stage.
Goes for another high recovery power dunks over all the different setups. Are you okay? Straight to the ledge there, and that is going to be enough with all the rage, with all the go meter here. Oh, what's the mix of? Gets the air dodge, but not able to capitalize too hard.
Everybody holds because we all know when Terry's ready to go, he is, but gone. He is out of the building, taking one game. Lammers on the board as Riddles shakes his head and not really pleased with the way that went.
Yeah, we'll see if Riddles will keep on with the Terry. I think dealing with the neutral B, it felt like Riddles was forcing a high recovery, either with crack shoot or something like that, and the neutral B just covered so many different options at so many different times as well because of the activity. It just felt a little harder to recover with Terry. Maybe Riddles will keep with the Terry and just switch up the recovery routes, or we could see the return of the Kazuya Mishima, right?
Absolutely. I completely agree. I think it's going to really come down to a stage position. And if we go on the side of Lammers, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I think that Lammers likes those flat stages. The more room, I'm out. See ya. Those platforms on the side, especially on PS2, it gives him the little mix-ups of where he's going to land, but he's going to be able to shark under those. But I feel like the longer, the better. And unfortunately, on Riddles' end, his characters do great on flat stages, especially that Kazuya. But if it's so long where you can't even get to the opponent, there might be a little bit of some hesitation on the side of Riddles. He's definitely showing it in his pick as he does lock back on the Kazuya here.
Yeah, and we saw a lot in game number 1. Riddles utilizing the command dash, right? The intangibility along with the command dash to kind of go through these projectiles. And on top of that, Kazuya just hits a lot harder when getting in, but Terry gonna have more of the approach through the air with the crack shoot, right? But the angle in which you see that neutral B kind of goes up into the air and then comes back down.
Yes.
So maybe Kazuya just gonna be a little bit better on the movement, plus you have the reflector as well.
And you took that game, right? And if we really did analyze that game 1, even though Kazuya took so much damage so quick, he's so heavy that he was able to withstand it. And he was able to use that rage and all that, you know, amazing power that he has from his games to kind of zero to death and rack up what he needs to. Even taking now, look at that, such a fresh stock, 41%. That's nothing for a big boy like Kazuya.
Okay, there's the forward air into the grab here. This is going to be a ton of damage and could be the stock. There's the electric, the up smash, and just like that, I like to call it the 0-0 because you're spawning it on your next stock.
I like it. You know, let's publish it, okay? Is he going to go for, you know, 100?
I mean, this one's just 0 to game.
Yeah, this is 0 to game at that point, really. No, not the case. Unfortunate, though. And good luck. I mean, coming in on the side of Lammers, a little bit of some life in this game. I do love it. Again, I mean, we're being proven. The hesitation has been completely evaporated from the mind of Riddles as he takes that 3 stock on Town and City.
So when Kazuya gets in and lands the electric move, lots of damage, stocks are flying, and my goodness, Riddles was speedrunning that game 3.
Yeah, he's got somewhere to go. I am convinced he has dinner plans or something. So you gotta go, guys. You gotta stream, do some content. I'm sure some Riddle fans are in the chat. He's busy. He's got to go. But there you go. They're both of them, you know, showing the respect for each other. Love that. Definitely know each other at this point. That's what I love too at this stage in Ultimate. Everybody knows each other now. So it's great to see that everyone has somewhat practiced with each other at some point, or has at least battled each other at some point. And though I don't think these two I've seen in tournaments yet, ever, could definitely be wrong. It seems to be their first time playing in bracket like this. But it's definitely been quite the show as we got 2-1 on the side of Riddles, an advantage, but opening up this game strong. It is, again, these platform placements like we saw PS2, Charles. The way that you are just able to be sharking down and to use these platforms as a little house on the side here for Gunner.
Yeah, I think if you're Lammers, as long as you don't get hit by the triple nair, they're going to get able to get back onto the stage. And a big thing is you can't give Kazuya that big grab opener. The up special is going to be it from the crouching jab there. Great stuff coming out from Riddles. Oh, tried to get the trip there. Oh, the back air. Oh, but the up B, the eject button. I'm out of here.
That would have been so juicy. I love how Riddles, of course, saw that and said, see ya, as you announced, Charles. Ledge guard, not gonna even deal with it this time, okay? I'm done with the fireworks show. It is not July, we're in February, and I'm still celebrating Valentine's Day with my man Kazuya as the damage continues to rack up here in the second game. I love though that's, oh my gosh, Riddles has completely changed his play style. The way he is now not chasing his opponent and is staying in that center, waiting for Lammers to cross up side to side and challenge him. Challenging he has, but fail he has also accomplished.
Yeah, that was so crazy coming out from Riddles, getting a sneaky little reset there, burning the double jump coming out from Lammers, and was able to convert, and gets the reflect.
Are you dead?
You're not. No. Okay. Whoa.
I like how we both had no idea. I was like, no, come on, I don't think so.
The fact that I had to even think about a world where that got a KO, I was like, this might do it.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I I wouldn't have been surprised. Smash 4, yeah, you're dead, but not really sure. In the hands of Kazuya, you know, we paid $5.99 for that. It is definitely a possibility. Luckily, though, Lammers chasing and is towing a little bit of some life as he's just trying to get the stock, but is barely holding on. That up tilt finds its way to the second stock.
Yeah, frame trapping with that neutral B, you got so much crazy frame advantage. I mean, we've seen Lammers kind of go for some of these neutral Bs into the grab as well. So, I mean, probably not a true grab, but nonetheless, I mean, if it is, that's crazy. If not, it's still a very solid mix-up here, baiting out the reflector. Lammers getting the neutral air, 79% here. Okay, just racking it up, getting so much of these resets with the down special, with the neutral special, trying to catch the spot dodge, but the reflect, and
wait, hold.
It just didn't work. Okay.
Nothing's working, but you know what? Lammers is very okay with that as his turn to really make quite a shout out. You're talking about Kazuya having it? Oh, never mind. You know, I hate commentating, Kirsten. I don't really know how to say it, but
yeah,
I was getting really excited for a Game 5.
Right. I mean, that would have been so crazy, too. And in terms of just, like, the matchup you see on the screen as well, Riddles, you know, playing these fighting game characters, you can struggle against some of these projectile-orientated characters. Obviously, me, Gunner, gonna be the me that is gonna throw all the different projectiles, and I think the moveset that we saw Lammers utilize is going to be very effective versus the fighting game characters, but Riddles was able to get in, get his hands dirty. We saw the 0 to deaths as well. Riddles got them on point. But another thing I really want to point out, I mean, obviously the 0 deaths are very flashy, but the movement coming out from Riddles was so clean, navigating around so many different projectiles with the command dash, utilizing the intangibility from the command dashes as well to get those situations where he can get the 0 deaths, and that really what separates the good from the great when it comes to Kazuya Mishima, right?
You said it best. Even the discipline, right, where he was able to stand in the center and be like, if you're just going to be shooting, I'm just going to chill and wait. I mean,
and yet the reflector, we saw a shield break off the reflector. That was crazy.
That was intense. I did not see it coming. We're actually probably going to see it here as the replays are showcasing. Check out this up tilt. I love that it covers the entire top, by the way.
Lammers was very effective with the resets. I mean, we saw Lammers for so many times bait out an air dodge and then punish with the up tilt here. But of course, the flashy 0 to deaths coming through. There's the reset I was talking about. Riddles coming through and finishing up these stocks. And man, right here, game number 4, a little bit closer, but the electric into the charge. So it doesn't matter which way you DI, that up smash is hunting you down with that, with the aimbot. You already know the auto turnaround that the fighting game characters have exclusively to them.
Exactly. You're not going to get away from it, unfortunately. Unfortunately, you're also not going to get away from ad breaks. Okay, guys? So we
hard to escape that one.
So we are going to be going into it, but I promise it's a great one because it's our ad breaks, okay? They're custom to you, and we hope you enjoy the hype that is to come. So we'll see you in just a sec.